Hi friends, welcome back to Leonyx Tarot. I've missed you. I know it's been a while since we've done a reading, so I wanted to kind of get back to basics because I've been through a purging and my crown chakra was upgrading and going through lots of downloads and things like that. So, and plus we had a heat wave here, so I needed to take a minute. But yeah, so we've got pick a deck or pick a pile, and today we are looking at just general messages of what you need to know right now. So if you need to take a second to pause the video, this will be pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3, and I will see you in your reading. Hi there pile 1, this is your reading if you chose the Everyday Witch Tarot, and today we're just going to get messages and see kind of who wants to come through, what the messages are, and just do a general catch up of what's going on with you and getting some advice at the end as well, just to see what Spirit has to say for you today. So Spirit, what do my pile 1s need to know right now? What does pile 1 need to know? Which one? What does pile 1 need to know right now? What does pile 1 need to know right now, Spirit? What does pile 1 need to know right now? What does pile 1 need to know? What does pile 1 need to know right now, Spirit? Let's see. Back of the deck we have the Emperor in reverse. So pile 1. You might be feeling like you're in the thick of it right now and you don't really know how to take action, because I feel that you're very much in tune with what it is that you want. You've been going through a big change and a big shift, and it may have seemed quite abrupt and you may not have been, it feels like it wasn't something that you were anticipating. It was something that was quite out of the blue and it's kind of knocked you off course a little bit, made you feel out of balance, and like your stability has been affected, or yeah, your stability and maybe your income as well. There's something about that home life, that stability, and in the material world. But you are in touch with what it is that you want, even though you may not be in the happiest place right now. But this will come to an end, this cycle that you're going through. It's not going to last forever. And you're feeling quite knocked off your game. Like it's like having the rug pulled out from underneath you. And not knowing quite what the next action step is that you need to be taking, because your overall energy on the back of the deck here with the Emperor is very much about having been through it, having a plan and knowing exactly what action to take towards the next step, and where you're going and what you want to achieve, and having all of those plans. But right now, and you've got the Lovers in reverse underneath as well. But because the Emperor is in reverse, you don't have that in place at the moment. And it's something that you're working on or need to be working on. It could be that you've had a fallout with someone that you were working with, or a partner. because of the Lovers being in reverse underneath. So it's affecting your relationships. It's the Tower moment, and the big shift that's happening is either because of a relationship, or there's a need to focus on your relationships right now because they're what's going to support you through this. And although you're feeling like everything's been taken away from you and whipped out from underneath you, it's not going to last forever. And although you may not have clarity right now and feel like all of your joy and happiness have been drained out of the situation, the Spirit's asking you, to go within, focus on your inner world, your inner balance, whether that be through meditation, yoga, something that's going to help you focus on your internal journey while this plays out in the 3D for you. Because our internal world the external world is a reflection of our internal world. So the more grounded and centered you feel in yourself, then the easier this is going to play out, and the more balanced and favourable it will be. There's also a possibility of feeling like all of your, between the Sun card being in reverse here and the Four of Cups, I'm being drawn to how even the 2 cups that are behind her, the one upright, are what you need to refocus on. Even those are going to be empty because they're upside down. So it feels like everything, all your emotional fulfillment and your happiness, it's all been drained out of those cups. And you could be feeling quite defeated in some respects because of this, and feeling like you are still under the burden of with the Ten of Wands here, because Ten of Wands speaks of things coming to an end and needing to put things down and a cycle closing out. But where it's in reverse, it's almost feeling like this cycle, you haven't had a choice as to whether it's being ended and completed. It's been ended quite abruptly, and it's because there was divine guidance, and it was almost like the universe was coming in to put an end to it. This was supposed to happen, this ending, and you've got quite a few. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana cards come out, so that's a very big energy and a big shift that's happening for you. But it would be for a divine reason. Although it can be hard to see it in the moment, it isn't happening because you're being punished for something or you did something wrong. It's happening because it was meant to happen. It's part of your journey, and if you can find the lessons and the places where you can grow from this and focus on those and integrate them internally, then that's going to help you navigate this and help you to propel yourself into your next opportunity that's going to be coming in when this phase is out. So I've pre-shuffled your oracle cards for you. These are the self-care ones, and we have pleasure and write a gratitude list, and I'm going to read from the guidebook for you on these ones because I will end up completely butchering it if I try and remember the meanings for them. So we have 55 with write a gratitude list, and the mantra for this one is I am grateful. Ultimately, the only thing that we can fully control is our thoughts. To call in good vibes, write out a list of things that you are grateful for. It can be for any given day or just a general list of the good stuff in life. Reflect on past difficult situations to uncover the lessons that were hidden in them. Feel gratitude for how everything has evolved to land you where you are now. Practicing gratitude allows us to shift back to the present moment and recognize how divinely orchestrated life truly is. Holding on to resistance and expectations keeps us attached to our suffering. When we take time to consistently and authentically express our appreciation for others, we receive gratitude in return. This process creates a beautiful cycle of positivity that propels us forwards into a more positive and stable experience of life. And we also have pleasure, which is number 40. There we are. And the mantra for this one is, I am worthy of pleasure. Our bodies are magnificent temples of joy, bliss and ecstasy awaiting exploration. Most of us have an upbringing filled with limiting perspectives about how we can experience pleasure. Excuse me, my voice is going funny. About how we can experience pleasure and what kind is appropriate. Sorry guys, 1 second. Sorry about that. Where were we? As we begin to break free from constrictive perspectives, we can re-explore our bodies and all our senses to find new and more profound experiences of pleasure. This exploration is a very personal process, with the main requirement being an open mind. Begin by closing your eyes and tuning into your body. Ask yourself where you want to be touched and how you want to be touched. You can also ask your senses what they are craving. What does your nose want to smell? What does your skin want to feel? What do your eyes want to see? What does your mouth want to taste? What do your ears want to hear? Pleasure has unlimited forms, and you can call in whatever you desire. So yeah, this feels very much like it's about grounding yourself in the moment, and by being present in your body and allowing yourself, whether it is that you want to take a bubble bath or you want to cuddle up in a soft blanket, there is something about being present in the moment. And you may also find that meditation is helpful. And I've noticed the way that she's holding her hands here. So you may find, if I'm remembering correctly, they're called mudras, and it's the different positions that we hold our fingers in, they have different meanings. So you may find it helpful to look up those. It's on the Hierophant card there. But they help channel our energy and things like that. So you may find it helpful to check those out as well. And I'm knocking everything around here. I did pre-shuffle these ones as well, but we're also going to look at the back of the deck before we get into these. So on the back of the deck you have excuse me, as we deepen our spiritual path, step out of illusionary constructs and become empowered beings. Life presents more opportunities to grow than before. Your sensitivity will be heightened, so it may be harder to spend time in places with certain energies. Do you have a range of accessible go-to practices for recentering, cleansing your aura and protecting your energy field? A routine for psychic fitness will keep your aura strong and resilient, your energy sovereign, and your vibration high, and help you to see through illusions that block or disorient. Bring the violet flame into your meditation and self-care practices for graceful rebalance. Which seems to be what you're going through at the moment. It's like you're the calm in the centre of the storm, watching everything unfold around you. And it feels important to kind of surrender surrender the outcome and the situation and really focus on your own well-being and your inner world. So we have 4 more that we're going to look at here. So we have sacral chakra, core of creation, and these are your advice from spirit, by the way, these oracle cards, because I did record this section and then thought that I was recording it and realised that I hadn't hit the record button after I'd grabbed these oracle cards. So we are doing this again. But this one is the sacral chakra, core of creation. Revel in the present moment and feel deeply into your senses. The sensuality of being alive, the breeze on your skin, the scent of damp earth, the feeling of aligning perfectly into the temple you call your body. This card is about diving into the depths of the present moment, where all your faculties are available for divine creation. Nothing is left in the past or caught in the future. All of who you are unites in a moment of ecstatic conception. Let yourself drop into passion, intimacy, and loving connection with whatever you are birthing into the world and with whomever you have chosen to co-create. And this feels very much like it links with the pleasure card that we have here. It's all about being in the moment and really staying present with yourself. And we also have Mount, I always worry that I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Mount Shasta, I believe. Where the Miria would be destroyed, its people travelled to other parts of the globe. Mount Shasta, yeah, I think that's right. Shasta, something like that, was one place that they journeyed. There are tales of unusual phenomena and multi-dimensional beings living inside the mountain. This card is about origins, and the image is the seed crystal this deck is based around. Honour and look more deeply into your ancestry, both your bloodline and your etheric lineage. Do you have an affinity with any star beings? Connecting with them might allow you greater insight into your traits, your strengths and challenges. The sacred places you feel attracted to may have an intuitive message for you. And we also have Internal Explorer. When we stop looking outside of ourselves and surrender to a soft inner focus, we have access to unlimited information and resources. When we stop thinking with the glass ceiling of our intellect, we have access to multidimensional wisdom from the collective consciousness. Everything is there within you, waiting for expression. You are invited to explore the state of flow. You are an infinitely amazing being who can access collective consciousness, especially when you surrender some control to the greater process or get out of your own way. You have the permission you felt you needed. Go within and explore. Wonderful gifts are waiting for you. So yeah, it will be really helpful for you if you're doing the meditation or some form of mindfulness practice. Then it's going to help you to do that inner exploration and be present with your body and in the moment, and it's going to help you to navigate this situation. We also have the soul star chakra, merging with the divine. This image captures the merging of time beyond space and kaleidoscope wisdom that penetrates our being. We have lived in many worlds, all interconnected. They uphold the lessons they carry as messages of transformation. This synergy creates the expansion of the universe. Gaze into the place where the light between our stardust can become anything, and collective evolution is part of a grander story. When we simply let go, we become all that we have been seeking and glimpse the greater dream. Meditate on the idea that everything that ever was and ever will be is happening simultaneously right now across multiple dimensions. So yeah, it feels very much like by shifting your mindset and going on the inner journey to connect with yourself and be present with yourself, It's going to open up opportunities and to allow things to, by surrendering, it will allow things to come to you, and which will help you to navigate this. It could be that someone comes to you with advice or with a solution to a problem that you're facing. But by really allowing yourself to drop into that state of flow and to really be present with yourself and your body, and to have the gratitude for what you do have that's going right, and yeah, just really following those intuitive nudges and being present with yourself, because you're not going to be able to receive the guidance from Spirit and the universe if you aren't allowing yourself to be present in your body and to be mindful of the gut feelings and intuitive nudges that you receive, because we all experience those gut sensations of either feeling like something isn't right in the pit of our stomach and that anxiety coming up. That can be, I know some of us struggle with anxiety and perceive things differently, but there's also that level of gut instinct that tells you when something doesn't feel right, and the hairs on your arms stand up and things like that. Something just doesn't feel right about the situation. You'll know on an instinctive gut level. And in the same breath, if something is right and excites you, you'll get the butterflies in your stomach and that shift in energy. So by being present with yourself and doing these self-care practices and tapping into your body and being present, it's going to allow you to read those energies and the energies of the situation much easier without getting caught up in any wounding that might be triggered, or just coming from that reactive place rather than responding will make all the difference. If you can shift out of that and take the time so that you feel centered in yourself in this situation and in life in general, it will then allow you to respond rather than react to what comes to you in the situation, and it will help you solve problems easier as well by doing that. So I think that's all that I have for you, Pile 1. Thank you ever so much for letting me read for you today, and to Spirit and your guides, sending you so much love, and I'm really grateful that you're here. And yeah, I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. Obviously, please feel free to like, comment or subscribe if you feel like doing so. It all helps out the channel, and you'll be notified of when my next video goes up. And until then, oh, and I hope that you come back and see me again soon. See, it's been so long, I'm forgetting my outro. But take care of yourselves, Pile 1, and I hope that I will see you again soon. Bye. Hi, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. This is your reading if you chose the Spirit Song Tarot. And today's reading, we're just going to get a general messages, see who wants to come through, whether it be your guides, spirit, just generally see what messages there are for you and who wants to come through for you. So I'm just going to give these one last shuffle, as I gave them a really good shuffle before starting. And we will see. So, Spirit, what does Pile 2 need to know right now? What messages do you have for Pile 2, please, Spirit? What messages are there for Pile 2? What do they need to know? What does Pile 2 need to know? What does Pile 2 need to know, please, Spirit? Let's move that over a little bit. What does Pile 2 need to know? 2 need to know, please, Spirit. Which one? That one. Okay. Does pile 2 need to know? Can I get one more, please, Spirit? What does pile 2 need to know? And what have we got in the back of the deck? Back of the deck is Page of Crystals. Which one's crystals? Crystals, I believe, are wands. No, crystals are earth. Crystals are earth, yes. Because the acorns are wands. I always get the two muddled up with this deck. So you may be feeling like you've been putting in a lot of work and it's not panned out how you thought it would, which is forcing you to reevaluate and make a decision regarding this, because it's affecting your stability and being able to... There's something about you not being able to focus. It might be because you found yourself quite stressed because of the decision that you have to make, and it's making you feel kind of out of whack, and that you can't focus as well as you normally would, because of the Emperor being in reverse here. So you may be feeling like you're out of whack, and because there's almost like an underlying sense of anxiety or possibly panic, which is making you lose focus, and it's making you feel like your happiness is being drained out of you. But because of the reevaluation that you're having to do at the moment with the decision of what direction you want to go in, especially with the four of shells here, because you've got the reevaluation and the soul searching and the need to go within to find the answers and to formulate your plan and decision of what direction you're going to be going in. But this is going to lead you to explore yourself and your options, which is going to help you with self-discovery and finding that new thing that sparks your passion. And because there's a lot of community around you and support as well, even though you may have felt maybe at some point slightly stabbed in the back by the situation, or there's this sense of disappointment in the way that things have been going, and potentially even lack of progress. But you're going to recover from this, and it's going to lead to a transformation. This feels like it could be quite work related. Doesn't have to be, but it could be work related situation. It's how it kind of feels. But yeah, it's going to lead to a transformation, and there's a need for discipline, for the ideas to come to you, and the abundance is there and everything's going to fall into place. But at the moment you need to find that structure and to be able to find a way forwards in the situation. As it's very much a sense of feeling like you don't have a plan, and your abundance is being kind of drained away, because underneath the Page of Crystals in reverse you've got the Empress in reverse as well, which is all about beauty and abundance and just overflowing with everything that you need. And it feels a very nurturing kind of energy when it's in the upright position. So it may be that you need to take the time to have a little bit of self-care and allow yourself this time for soul searching and being able to to rest when possible. Make sure that there's a balance between your work and rest, so that you're resting properly, you have time for play, because that's going to help you through the stress of the situation and be able to navigate it more easily. So I did this for pile 1 as well, but I'm going to get you a self-care card to see what self-care would be helpful for you at the moment in this situation, as I think that could be quite helpful for you, pile 2, just to kind of get an idea of what would help you in your downtime. So, Spirit, connect with your womb is what's come out there. Is there any more for pile 2, please, Spirit? Any more self-care for pile 2? Yeah, one more. Movement. So I'm going to see what the guidebook says about these. But with connect to your womb, to me it feels very much like it's to do with your sacral chakra and sacral energy, which is all to do with your creativity. So you may find it particularly helpful at the moment to lose yourself in a creative project in your free time, to kind of take your mind off of the decision, because we can get decision fatigue. If you're constantly thinking about it and constantly trying to find solutions without a break, then it can lead you to not being able to come to a decision, because you can't kind of differentiate what's a good idea and what's a bad idea, and it just gets too much, and then you can't form a decision. And also with the movement card, it's making me think of yoga because of the position that she's in. So you may find yoga quite helpful as well, and just generally moving your body, whether it be through yoga, dance, even just tapping into your body and just seeing how your body wants to move, whether it be stretching or anything like that. So we're going to see what the mantra is. The mantra for the movement card is, I feel embodied and empowered to move with strength and grace. Create a clear energy flow throughout your body by introducing a new movement practice into your life. Structured or free-flowing. This could be anything from yoga, walking, qigong or rock climbing, running or swimming, whatever suits your taste. With any movement practice, the most important thing is to tune in to how your body is feeling and move in a supportive way. Relish the feeling of being present inside your miraculous body. Diversify your movement practices so that you're working in all areas of your body. Seek out a new or forgotten movement practice to help gently push the boundaries of your comfort zone. It's better to start small than not to start at all. Even if it's just 15 minutes per day, get your body moving in a way that feels exhilarating for you. And number 15. Although I may need to double check that there isn't anything that I'm going to say with this one that wouldn't be allowed. Bear with me 1 second. No, we're all good. It's all PG. Because I know some of these cards aren't, and I don't want to get in trouble for reading them out. So, the mantra for this one, this is the Connect with Your Womb card. I bring my dreams to life. Meditate on drawing forth the creative energy of your womb, your mother's womb or the cosmic womb. This will help you gather insight about the creations that the universe is calling forward from within you. By opening up this intuitive dialogue with your womb, you will also better understand what needs releasing. Rest one or both hands on your lower belly and send loving energy to this space. Ask your womb, physical or energetic, the following questions. What creation wants to come forward through me? What energies are stored here? What womb traumas within me or from my lineage need healing? If fertility or birthing is in your energetic field, take this time to tune in deeper to your womb as the vessel through which new life can enter this realm. Ask your womb how you can support it in healing or in carrying a new life. Listen carefully to the answers that reveal themselves. So yeah, it's very much about kind of, it's a way to be present with yourself as well, whether it be through creativity or movement and connecting with your body. It allows you to be more present, which is kind of a similar theme to what was in pile 1 as well. So if you were drawn to pile 1, feel free to go back and check that out. Obviously I haven't done pile 3 as yet, but it's all about staying present in your body and in yourself, because the more present we are, the better we can handle situations that come forwards and things that present themselves. It's easier to find solutions when we're completely present in the moment, because we're not depressed because we're thinking about the past, and we're not anxious because we're thinking about the future. So yeah, that's quite a theme for you, pile 2, on how to navigate this. And we're going to get some more oracle cards. I love this little deck because it's so easy for me to shuffle compared to the others with my small hands. But we're going to get guidance from Spirit and the universe to see what you need to know right now. And that one wants to come out. What does pile 2 need to know right now? What do you want them to know, universe? What do they need to know about this situation? What do they need to know, Spirit? What do they need to know about this situation? What would support pile 2 in this situation, please, Spirit? What would support pile 2, please, Spirit? Quite a few you've got there. On the back of the deck we have Starseed Element. Sometimes adulting can become too serious. When this happens, adding curiosity, fun, laughter and light-hearted sense of play to our perspective can be the most effective way to rebalance. Facing challenging circumstances with inquisitiveness can bring joy to whatever we are accomplishing. Imagine stepping into a child's shoes and seeing how they perceive the world. If you have a problem, consider how a child might solve it. Humans are evolving, and children can be our wisest teachers. May we nourish their big souls, listen to them with our hearts, and let their ways unveil fresh new eyes so we may see a whole new world. Yeah, we see things so differently when we're kids. Everything seems so much more straightforward and an almost black and white way of thinking. It's almost like, well, if you're not happy, then do something about it and change it kind of thing. There's no if, buts or hows involved. It's just, it is what it is, and they just navigate. So there may be something in that for you, and being able to tapping into your inner child and what you used to like doing when you were younger as well might be helpful. And you also have freedom. Means living as you choose, with your wings and heart open, able to direct your reality as you want. The quest for freedom seems innate. You may picture freedom in its more extreme guises, but when we truly feel free, our lifestyles may not change drastically. Limitation can be a state of mind. The only change might be choosing to live a certain way rather than feeling obligated. A shift of perspective can help bring lightness of choice, and choice. in the bigger picture, what does freedom look like to you? If you're feeling stifled, it is up to you to make a change, which I think is what you're going through at the moment. It's finding that balance and the choices that are going to bring you the most happiness and freedom going forwards. Radical expansion is your next card. It is time for radical ways of being and thinking, and you can start by granting yourself the freedom and creativity to be you. Unleash your inner rainbow dragon and unapologetically claim your heart-based empowerment and radically unconventional gifts. You can be as big as your energy wants to be. Let go of limiting stories and take up all the space you need. Have fun releasing who you are. As bold and radical as your ideas or offerings might be, they could be just what the world is waiting for, what the world wants. Be the masterpiece your soul always wanted you to be. So yeah, you're very much being asked to step into yourself. So it may be that the things that are breaking away and changing for you, pile 2, it might be that they're just no longer serving you anymore, so they're starting to drop away. Because as we shift our vibrational set point and our energies, and even as we let go of limiting self-beliefs, it all kind of lets us, it's almost like a popping sensation, and we kind of level up that little bit. We might dip back down again, but our set point has changed. And that means that things that are no longer a vibrational match to us, they will drop away and make space for the new to come in, which quite possibly is what you're going through at the moment, which is why the changes are coming in. And you also have Soul Star Chakra, merging with the divine. This image captures the merging of time beyond space and kaleidoscope wisdom that penetrates our being. We have lived in many worlds, all interconnected. They uphold the lessons they carry as messages of transformation. Their synergy creates the expansion of the universe. Gaze into the place where the light between our stardust can be anything. And collective evolution is part of a grander story. When we simply let go, we become all that we have been seeking and glimpse the greater dream. Meditate on the idea that everything that ever was and ever will be is happening simultaneously right now across multiple dimensions. Yeah, you're a lot more connected than you may be feeling at the moment. And this might be part of what the result of it could be the expansion that the soul searching is going to bring about, that's going to allow you to tap into that more fully. You also have alignment. You can manifest the life you wish to call in. Look at where your desires are being seeded. If your plans or dreams aren't unfolding as you would like, take a closer look at other areas in your life. Is something out of step with integrity? Are you making decisions through fear or love? If it is through fear or avoidance, your manifestations may seem to backfire. To encourage you back into balance. Become a vibrational match for what you desire instead of striving harder. Cultivate the feeling of already having all you seek. You will be surprised at what this shift in perspective creates. So yeah, try not to get too bogged down in, I know it's hard because of our 3D life, and we need that stability and to feel safe, and like we have what we need to be able to take care of ourselves. But sometimes just by believing that something is possible, even people like Jim Carrey, he wrote a check to himself for £10,000 and believed that was his, and kept focusing on being a vibrational match to it. And then shortly after that, he got the contract for Dumb and Dumber, I believe it was, and got paid £10,000 for doing the film. So it's all about believing that it's possible. So whatever your desired future is and desired outcome of the choice that you're making, try to focus on bringing in how it would feel when your desired outcome comes around, and really embodying that vibration so that you're a match for it to come in. And you also have Earth Star Chakra initiation. You are standing at a gateway into the unknown with trust in your heart, ancient remembering in your soul, and inner illumination to light the way. You have access to the seat of creation, the spark of existence, and the codes that hold the blueprints of who and what we are. This place is clear and grounded, despite moving through multi-dimensional realms and able to bridge worlds while functioning in physical reality. The higher you reach for the divine and the realms of spirit, the more important it is to anchor deeply into the earth. So with this one, it's making me think of grounding exercises like spending time in nature. So if you do decide to do yoga or some kind of gentle movement like Tai Chi, if the weather's nice where you are, maybe try moving it outside so that you're connecting with the earth at the same time, or even going for a walk in nature. All those sorts of things will help you ground yourself and to be, once again, more present in your body, which seems to be a general theme of what everyone needs at the moment. Rather than getting stuck in our heads, focus on that grounding and being present, and really kind of anchoring yourself in your 3D senses, whether it be touch, taste, smell, sound. Focus on all those sorts of things, the ones that bring you the most pleasure as well. So if there's a particular food that you enjoy, particular music, or even if it's that you like relaxing in a bubble bath or with a soft blanket, whatever it is that you enjoy doing that helps you feel more present and grounded in the moment, incorporate those as well into your downtime. So I think that's all I have for you today, pile 2. Thank you ever so much for letting me read for you, and I am sending you so much love. And please feel free to like, comment or subscribe if you feel like doing so. And I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. Bye. Hi pile 3, welcome to your reading. This is your reading if you chose the Modern Day Tarot, I think this one's called. Nope, Modern Tarot Reader. So we're just going to do a general kind of thing, see who wants to come through today, and just see what the messages are, and just see what you need to know about your current situation. And we're going to get some, I've done it for the other 2 piles, so we're going to get some self-care messages as well to see what self-care would be helpful for you right now. And then we're going to get some advice cards at the end as well, just to see what would help you navigate this situation. So what do pile 3 need to know right now, Spirit? What do pile 3 need to know right now? What does pile 3 need to know right now? What does pile 3 need to know right now? Which one? That one. What does pile 3 need to know right now, please, Spirit? What does pile 3 need to know right now? What does pile 3 need to know right now? Which one? What does pile 3 need to know right now? Can I get one more, please, Spirit? One more for pile 3. And what's the bottom of the deck energy? And we have the 8 of Swords. This is only the second time that I've used this deck, so we'll see how it goes, but I quite like them. So what have we got going on? You seem to be feeling quite disconnected and kind of stuck, like you're struggling to move forwards, and it almost feels like there's something in the past that you may be feeling disconnected from as well. But you're kind of releasing that. You're releasing things that used to make you feel sort of trapped and bound, but now isn't a time that there is a lot of forward motion and action on the outside. It's more things that are going on internally within you, because by releasing the constraints and quite possibly limiting self-beliefs as well that you're letting go of at the moment, it's going to allow you to find your wish fulfillment and really kind of step into yourself. You may have moments where you're feeling like the cup's half empty rather than half full sort of thing. You're focusing potentially on what you've lost in the past. There's something about your past that's kind of, it's like you're looking backwards, and you're looking back on things that have happened in the past and reminiscing over them and feeling kind of stuck because of it. But by releasing these and letting them go and being patient with yourself in this process, there's no need to rush forwards and to force yourself to let go. But there is a tower moment that you're resisting. You're resisting the change that it's going to bring by letting go of this situation, and it's all, the overall theme is very much like it's a trapping of your own doing in some senses, because it's to do with how you're seeing the situation and how you're mentally looking at it. It's not necessarily the complete truth of the situation, it's just how you're viewing it at the moment. And it's that's stopping you from moving forwards, because you keep looking back at what was and what quite possibly isn't anymore, and it's that reminiscing and that missing of what was that's holding you back, and you've kind of put yourself in a mental cage because of it. But if you can find a way to not necessarily move on, because you can't force yourself to move on if your emotions are still attached to the past, but you can find a way to move forwards and focus on what you want to kind of bring in with your wish fulfillment, because this is it's a big energy, it's a big shift that's going on within you, and it's a very significant situation that you're in, and quite possibly the situation that you're reminiscing over and missing. And the longer I sit with your energy, pile 3, the more it feels like this is something that has been going on for quite some time. And you're quite possibly kind of going round in circles. You're repeating the same thing. Almost like it kind of feels like one of those relationships where you kind of you pull apart like an elastic band, and then you just ping back together again, and then you're in the same dynamic that you tried to leave when you pulled apart, and you keep going back and forth. You keep pinging back together, going through the same cycle where you've not quite integrated and learnt the lessons from the times before, and then it's still not working, and you pull apart again, and then you ping back together. And it feels like there's a real need to focus on your healing. If you're in separation with this person, if it is a person rather than just a general situation, then focus on your own healing and your own self-worth and desires and wants and wishes for you as an individual. Take the relationship out of the equation for a second and put it on the back burner, just so that you can bring your focus back to yourself and focus on what is going right in your life, and allow yourself to begin healing. And because there are lessons where you're pulling apart and then pinging back together again, there's a lesson in that, because you're repeating the cycles again and again and again. So you need to look at the lessons that the universe is trying to teach you by keep going back in that situation. There is an opportunity for growth and for healing, which feels like it may not just be your healing. It could quite potentially be something that is a pattern that has been handed down to you, and this relationship is highlighting that. So it could be something that you've learned from your parents that is a conditioned or patterned way of being in relationship with another, and you're reliving out that cycle because your part of your lesson is to heal that part of your lineage, so that you're not going round in a circle again and again and again and repeating that and passing it down further along the line. This feels very much like it's something that's being brought to the forefront for you to heal, and it's going to enable you to have this deep transformation, not just in yourself, but by you going through the transformation, it's going to transform the dynamic of the relationship as well, and how you interact with this person. And you may be watching this and go, oh, actually, no, I don't want to have anything to do with that person. I'm done now. This is it. Or you may find that you're thinking that, and then you end up pinging back again. It's because there's still something there to learn. And either way, it's completely fine. If you're done with this situation, then you're being asked to put that in the past and really focus on your healing and focusing on yourself and your own well-being to then move forwards. If you still feel like you have unfinished business with this person, then you do. You're going to know in your gut whether you have unfinished business with this person or not. But there's a real emphasis on focusing on yourself and focusing on your healing, because it's going to change the dynamic of everything. And it isn't a time for you to be trying to push things forward with this person, regardless of the dynamic of the relationship. It's kind of a time to give each other space so that you can integrate lessons and heal and just focus on yourselves for a while. You may end up coming back together again anyway, But if you can do the healing work in between, then it will shift the dynamic of the relationship as well. So we're going to get some oracle cards here for self-care, just to kind of see what self-care would be the most helpful for you right now in this time. And yeah, let's see what this says. So, and that one wants to come out already. Journal. So, Spirit, can I get another one, please, for self-care for pile 3? What would help them right now in this part of their journey? What self-care practices would be helpful for pile 3, please, Spirit? Can I get one more? And we're going to take that one. Read and journal. So, I'm being drawn to a gratitude journal. I can't remember the actual meaning of it, so I'm going to read it from the guidebook in a moment. But you may find journaling helpful when it comes to a gratitude journal as well. Not necessarily just journaling out your feelings, but actually writing out what's going well for you at the moment, the positive things that are happening in your life, what you're grateful for about it, and those sorts of things. So for journal, we have the mantra is abundant wisdom resides within me. Journaling is a profoundly intimate and powerful practice, one that provides a safe space for self-expression and channeling wisdom. It's just what you need to get your thoughts in order and to process emotions. If you're unsure where to start, try writing about what's currently happening in your life, or about whatever comes into your mind. Surrender to your stream of consciousness. Don't worry if it comes out looking like chicken scratch or if it appears incoherent. It doesn't need to be pretty. The process of writing free from expectation will allow you to exercise different parts of your brain. It will get you in a groove that will undoubtedly lead to more enlightening insights. Journaling will help you keep track of your progress and see how far you're coming in various areas of your life. So put pen to paper and see what it is within you that needs to be expressed. Yeah, there's a need to not bottle up how you're feeling about this. Even if you don't feel like you can, it may not be a time to talk to the person in question. And if you don't feel like you have anyone that you can talk to about this, then by journaling you can get everything out and fully express yourself without feeling like you're going to be judged, especially if this is like a counterpart as part of the journey, the TF journey, then it's going to help for you to be able to get everything out, because once you've got it out on paper you can look at things differently and kind of get a more distant perspective of it, so that you can see it more clearly. And your other card is read. So the mantra for that one is, I enjoy expanding my mind. Whether the book is a fantasy novel or a work of non-fiction, reading opens us to new perspectives and expands our minds. Get your hands on a book that gets you excited. Borrow one from a friend, visit your local library and ask the librarian for top picks, or go to a bookstore and browse the recommended titles table. Turn the experience of discovering what's just right for you into an adventure. Make sure you set aside some time to read a few pages each day. This self-care practice can be perfect for beginning your day or winding down in the evening. Consider how reaching for a book instead of your phone could support you in finding more balance. I completely agree with that. It will help you sleep as well, because too much screen time, it messes with our brain's natural shutdown mechanism because of the artificial light. I can't think of words today. The the artificial light that it gives off. But you'll find it easier to sleep, or I do anyway, find it easier to sleep if I read before bed rather than watching a TV program or playing something on my phone. It's a lot easier to get that good night's sleep if you're taking the time to kind of wind down and not have too much screen time. So, and it would be a good way to, without pressure, to take your mind off of the situation and off of the person that this is regarding, and pardon me, just kind of enable you to have that mental break from constantly thinking over things and processing. And because if we overthink things, then we kind of can get ourselves kind of tied up in a bit of a tiswas over it. So yeah, those are your self-care cards, and we're going to get some more oracle cards now, which are going to be for guidance about this situation. So, Spirit, what guidance do you have for my pile threes, please? What guidance do you have about this situation for pile 3? What guidance do you have for pile 3, please, Spirit? What guidance do you have for pile 3 about this situation? What guidance do you have for pile 3, please, Spirit? What guidance do you... That one keeps wanting to come out. What guidance do you have for pile 3, please, Spirit? So on the back of the deck we have radical expansion. It's time for radical ways of being and thinking, and you can start by granting yourself the freedom and creativity to be you. Unleash your inner rainbow dragon and unapologetically claim your heart-based empowerment and radically unconventional gifts. You can be as big as your energy wants to be. Let go of limiting stories and take up all the space you need. Have fun unleashing who you are. As bold and radical as your ideas or offerings might be, they could be just what the world is waiting for, what the world wants. Be the masterpiece your soul always wanted you to be. Love that card. Yes, be you, pile 3. Don't worry about how anyone else is going to perceive it, or even how this person's going to perceive it, because if this is meant to be, whether it be in this lifetime, because sometimes we can meet someone and the timing isn't right in this lifetime, and it ends up being that we aren't destined to be together in this lifetime. It's just part of the growth that propels us forward so that we're ready in the next lifetime. But just be you, because the more authentic you are, the more that the person that you're supposed to be with is going to be in alignment with you, because they're going to see you radiating out your true authenticity, and it's going to be that draws them to you. So your other cards are, we have vulnerability. When we are truly honest with ourselves in all of our facets, we are vulnerable. That honesty is an important step in discovering our shadows and bringing them into the light for healing. When we share our vulnerabilities with others, we allow them to glimpse a deeper part of ourselves. Be vulnerable with yourself and others. It may be time to step into the role of healer and hold space. Holding space means being present without judgment, in a way that provides a safe and nurturing environment. Here, guards are dropped, a deeper level of awareness and relating can unfold, and profound healing takes place. Yeah, I think it's really important for you to be vulnerable with yourself right now, and how you're honestly feeling, which is what the journaling is going to help you with, because you'll be able to kind of get that all out and just be really honest with yourself, which feels like it's going to really help with your healing right now. And we also have crystal keys. The Marian quartz crystals are special pieces of clear quartz said to have been encoded with great knowledge for the spiritual evolution of the human race. This card is about deciphering wisdom codes. Be inspired to find the wisdom hidden in times when you feel triggered. There is so much information within our raw and intense reactions that when you choose to be present and peel back the layers, great spiritual insight will unveil itself in a way tailored just for you. Wisdom comes through inner paradoxes. Be awed in creative flow or a state of surrender. These crystals may be powerful keys to your spiritual evolution. So if you don't work with crystals already, they may be something that is worth looking into. And also, you may find when you're doing something like your journaling practices, or even when you're reading, you can incorporate the crystals in that as well, so that you're absorbing their energy while you're doing other practices. And we also have air paradigm shift. This is a time of tremendous change, and the speed of our evolution is increasing exponentially. We can build energetic sovereignty, inspire others, connect dots, and receive and share the knowledge and tools needed for transformation. As we wake up, we can't but help awaken those around us. It may start with an inquiry on what this fresh, new, and long-awaited breath is all about. Breath in is all about. An expansive being holds a tiny heart-shaped seedling. When the foundations we build come from a place of love over fear, we will see huge positive changes in the world. We can start with ourselves. Yeah, your self-love practices and self-care practices are going to be really important for you at the moment, pile 3. Because of the changes and shifts that are going to be coming in, once you start the healing and allowing yourself to be authentic about how you're feeling about this situation and really acknowledging that within yourself, and then it's going to allow the changes to start coming in, which will shift the dynamic of the relationship going forwards. And this one that I always have fun pronouncing, Mount Shasta, where Lemuria would be destroyed, its people travelled to other parts of the globe. Mount Shasta was one place they journeyed. There are tales of unusual phenomena and multi-dimensional beings living inside the mountain. This card is about origins, and the image is the seed crystal this deck is based around. Honour and look more deeply into your ancestry, both your bloodline and your etheric lineage. Do you have an affinity with any star beings? Connecting with them might allow you greater insight into your traits, your strengths and challenges. The sacred places you feel attracted to may have an intuitive message for you. So yeah, and it also could link with what I was saying earlier about the patterns and conditionings that you may be enacting at the moment in relationships, being handed down through your family, and the kind of the general beliefs and paradigms that you've grown up with and accepted through life as being normal and just a way of being. That's kind of feels like it's being challenged at the moment and is part of the healing journey that you're going through. So I hope that this has been helpful for you, pile 3. Thank you ever so much for letting me read for you today. I think that's where I'm going to leave it. And I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching. Please feel free to like, comment or subscribe if you feel like doing so. And I hope that you will come back and see me again soon. Bye.